Hey guys, welcome to In Bed with Kate. And Kate today is on this beautiful bed from Ride Love Rug, where you can hide all your little secrets right inside of this very comfortable bed. And with promo code In Bed with Kate 10, you can get 20% off of the bed that will always make you love more. And today we are diving into a topic that is often misunderstood but increasingly embraced: non monogamy. Are you ready to explore the signs that you might be non monogamous? Let's jump right in. Non monogamy, a relationship style that involves having multiple sexual or romantic partners with the knowledge and consent of all parties involved, is becoming more and more recognized and accepted in today's society. Marriage rate is down and divorce rate is up. People are recognizing that exclusive sex isn't as important as they thought. At this point, people are luckily free enough to make their own decisions, at least in Western countries, because they are starting to realize that there is no one size fits all for relationships. 21% of people have engaged in consensual non-monogamy at some point of their lives. Google Trends data shows an increase in searches related to polyamory and open relationships. And even New York Magazine came out with a cover that is all about non-monogamy. That increased visibility means that more people are aware of it as an option, and more people now don't try to fit themselves into a mass-produced style of relationships. That's why I'm sure many of us have noticed that we more and more come across people who consider themselves as non-monogamous. With that being said, today we will dive into the wild world of non-monogamy. And please, before we do so, remember that being non-monogamous isn't for everyone, and it's essential to approach this relationship style with thoughtfulness, honesty, and respect for yourself and others. If you find yourself questioning traditional relationship norms and wondering if non-monogamy might be right for you, here are some signs that you might be inclined towards a non-monogamous lifestyle. Alright, so let's get started. And before we do so, please like and subscribe. It's not that hard and I would appreciate it a lot because, as you guys know, 18 plus content can be promoted or monetized. I'm doing this for free just to raise the level of sexual education, because someone has to talk about these topics loudly. Desire for emotional and sexual variety. Monogamy can feel like wearing shoes that are too tight. Imagine feeling like you are missing out on connecting with other cool people just because you have to stick with that one person. It can even make you a bit grumpy with your partner sometimes, and you may find that you are naturally drawn to the idea of experiencing different types of connection and connecting with different people. So, if you feel that traditional monogamy doesn't fulfill your needs for variety and exploration, that might be a sign that you are non-monogamous. And the second sign is you have a curious and adventurous spirit. Are you someone who is always itching for a new adventure? Well, non-monogamous folks are like thrill seekers who love trying new things and meeting new people and visiting new places. They are all about discovering new stuff about themselves and others, and about the world as well. Do you find yourself having crushes on multiple people at the same time, like Davy in Never Have I Ever? You could be polyamorous. Polyamorous folks believe that they have endless love to give and can love more than one person simultaneously, because it's all about that plural love vibe. They have so much love that they need to share. And you are energized by connecting with other people as well. Non-monogamy might be a good fit if you really enjoy making connections with other people in romantic, sexual, or platonic capacity. If you are a social butterfly who thrives on making connections, going out, non-monogamy might be your jam. Imagine enjoying deep, meaningful relationships with multiple people, romantically, platonically, intimately. It takes a lot of time and effort, but if you are up for it, it can be pretty rewarding. So, if you are a social butterfly who loves to share and try new things, that's another sign that this type of relationship might be for you. If you have a desire to explore alternative relationship models, that's another sign. You are curious about and are open to exploring alternative relationship models beyond traditional monogamy, such as polyamory, open relationships, or swinging, or at least those terms don't scare you off, and ever felt like no single person can check all your boxes for love and companionship. It can be confusing in a world that shouts monogamy is the way to go because our parents told us so. But remember, it's totally fine to explore different paths in life without sticking a label on yourself. You can test the waters and see what feels right for you. And that applies to non-monogamous relationships as well. And you value honest communication. So you value open and honest communication in all your relationships, and you believe that transparency and trust are essential components of healthy partnership regardless of its structure. Because communication is the key with any relationship, but especially with non-monogamous relationships. And of course, another sign is if jealousy doesn't dominate your relationships. If you prefer having your own stuff and not sharing, diving into the world of non-monogamy might be a bit tricky for you. While everyone experiences jealousy to some extent, you find that you are able to manage and communicate about jealousy in a constructive way, rather than letting it control your actions or relationships. If you are cool with the idea that your partner seeing other people, that's a good sign. Or at least if you can work with that, it's another good sign. Feeling a bit jealous is normal in any relationship. But polyamorous folks, for example, believe in working through those feelings by talking openly with their partner. And again, jealousy can be your biggest enemy, but it can also become your friend if you use it in your favor and if you use it for your self-growth and self-development. But again, communication is the key. In most polyamorous relationships, feeling of jealousy can pop up now and then. But don't worry, it's totally normal. It's important to figure out what's really bothering you when jealousy strikes, because jealousy usually brings up other stuff that is already not working in your relationships. And another sign that you might be non-monogamous is belief in your personal autonomy. If you strongly believe in the autonomy of individuals to make their own choices about relationships and reject the idea that one person should have exclusive ownership over another, that might be your gem. Being independent means you make your own choices about your life, your body, your relationship. And if you don't feel like settling down with one person and having kids, you might not be into a monogamous relationship. And you prioritize connection over possession. You view relationships as opportunity for connection, growth, and mutual support, rather than possession to be owned or controlled. If you've been itching to juggle multiple romantic or sexual relationships, go for it. Each connection offers something unique. Don't worry about silly questions like, what if my partner likes someone else more in bed? Good relationships are more than just physical stuff. If this is the only thing that keeps your partner around, yikes. When you feel joy seeing your partner happy with someone else, this is the sign that consensual non-monogamy is a good idea for your relationship. If you find pleasure in your partner's happiness, regardless of your own involvement, you definitely do want to try consensual non-monogamy if your partner is up for it too. And consider how you would feel if your partner was enjoying themselves with someone else at a social event, for example. At least try to imagine that before actually doing that, because when you do it, there'll be no way back. Maybe there will be, but first try to imagine it and see how you really feel about it, what emotions you experience, and how it makes you feel about yourself, about your partner, and about your relationship. And another very important moment is respect for consent and boundaries. You believe that all relationships should be based on enthusiastic consent and clear boundaries, and you prioritize the well-being and agency of all parties involved. And you don't expect non-monogamy to solve your relationship problems if they have already occurred. Sometimes you may feel bored in non-monogamous relationship, but it's important to differentiate between regular boredom and genuine desire for an open relationship. But for non-monogamy to work, a relationship must be already working. The relationship must be already strong enough to handle this. And both partners should be able to communicate and resolve conflicts without resorting to passive-aggressive behavior. And every relationship faces challenges, especially when managing multiple demands. And that's okay. Couples considering non-monogamy should have strong relationship skills and be willing to learn new ones as they navigate this journey. Non-monogamy is not a solution to existing relationship problems. And opening up a marriage as a last resort to fix a broken relationship is not recommended at all, as it often adds more stress and strain instead of solving the existing issues. Entering into non-monogamy shouldn't be seen as a quick fix for relationship problems. While it can work in rare cases, it's more likely to create additional conflicts before resolving anything. And another sign is when you and your partner love each other but have vastly different sexual needs. If you and your partner deeply love each other and you maybe live together and you enjoy each other on an everyday basis, but you have different sexual preferences or needs, and this can create challenges because sometimes we are deeply in love and sexually active with people who we can't build life with, and sometimes it's the opposite. Some partners may be loving and supportive but unable to fulfill your sexual desires, especially if you have specific kinks or preferences, like let's say group sex, or maybe your partners have them. And bisexual individuals may also find it fulfilling to explore relationships with people of different genders, but not all bisexual people need to feel sexually satisfied with people of the same gender. And another very common issue these days is when one partner has a much higher sex drive than the other. In such cases, an open relationship may be a solution. This arrangement allows the partner with a higher sex drive to seek fulfillment elsewhere while respecting the boundaries and desires of the partner with a lower sex drive. If you are curious about polyamory but feel a bit lost on how to begin, why not to chat with a dating expert who knows all about non-monogamous relationships? They can guide you on your journey and give you all the support and all the tools that you need. You can check my podcast with Ellie Eisman, the founder of Passport to Pleasure, who guides couples in opening up the relationship. And again, if you are at the point of your life when you decided that you want to go that road, at least use the tools, use the guidance to make it a success. Thank you for watching this video. I hope I have convinced you that if you have any desires to try something different rather than traditional relationship norms, be my guest and have fun exploring and finding what works best for you. Because we change, the time has changed, and as we grow and as we evolve in relationship, in our personal journey, things can change. Keep the door open and trust yourself and be happy. And I'll see you next time in Bed with Kate.